Motor Wars Cayo Perico review. Cayo Perico Motor Wars is the newest mode to be added to GTA Online, and of course we knew we was getting something for Cayo Perico back when the Money Fronts DLC was added. Rockstar mentioned how 2 new modes were coming to the island, and data miners leaked that one of them was a zombie survival mode. Of course that will probably be coming out around Halloween, but we didn't quite know what the other mode was going to be until like 2 weeks ago. It was announced and released. It was Motor Wars. Now I won't lie, when I saw the announcement that it was Motor Wars, I was a little bit disappointed. The Motor Wars mode in itself isn't bad, but it's not great. I did enjoy it for a time, and I think it's a really good take for GTA, at least on the battle royale genre. Like, it fits the theme, but the old mode just didn't hit. I think it comes down to the vehicles and the maps, but it was a bit plain. It was a bit boring. It's not something I found myself ever revisiting, but I am glad to say Cayo Perico Motor Wars slaps. So I thought in today's video I'd quickly go over what I liked and what I didn't like about the mode. And I must admit, this video should have been out like a week ago, but I've been a little bit distracted by Battlefield 6. I don't know if any of you guys have been playing it, but oh my god, we are so back. If you guys do want to see Battlefield content, let me know. I'm trying to decide whether to do it on this channel or the second channel, so just comment down below if you want to see Battlefield content, and of course I'll do it. But Motor Wars Cayo Perico, where to begin? Let's start with the positive, shall we? So let's start with what I'd consider to be the biggest positive, which is Cayo Perico. It works perfectly for this mode. I must say, it's good to see all the ways Rockstar have been actually adding updates to this island. So they added races to it, of course they added Assault on Cayo as well, and now Motor Wars, and of course we have the upcoming mode with the zombies coming in. It's good to see Rockstar's not neglecting it and is actually using it, because as a location it works really well, and I think it's because of its size. With the selection of vehicles, which we will talk about in a moment, as well as just the size of Cayo Perico, it leads to some fast-paced games, which is something the previous Motor Wars really lacked. Like, you'd drive around for ages just to find someone and that be that. Especially if you're playing Cayo Perico with 4 different teams, it's really fast-paced and it always keeps you on edge, meaning you're never gonna have to find yourself just driving around aimlessly trying to find someone, unless they're specifically hiding like a dickhead, which does happen. But overall, Cayo Perico works really well for this mode, and I'm glad to see it get more use. But secondly, yeah, the vehicles for this mode work really well. So the 2 new additions to the vehicle lineup are the Savage and the Kanjali. As well as that, they have Insurgents, APCs, the anti-aircraft trailer as well. Now, I was a little bit skeptical at first when I saw the Kanjali and the Savage, because obviously, you know, the Kanjali's a fucking tank. Not being funny, but an Insurgent minigun isn't going to do much against it. But I'm glad to say it's actually balanced, and this is because you also get the homing launcher and the railgun, which is a great counter to both these vehicles. As well as that, a good sniper can take out the Savage. And don't get me wrong, the Savage in the right hands is overpowered, but the main takeaway is, if you'll know what you're doing, you should be able to take this out of the sky pretty easily. As long as you get a teammate who's in the anti-aircraft cannon or gets a railgun, you should be golden. As for the Kanjali as well, homing launchers, railguns, another Kanjali, an APC from a distance. There's a lot of counters because it doesn't have the full armor you'd expect. It literally takes about 2 missiles to blow up. You can put proximity mines down as well with the Insurgent, I'm pretty sure, so again, another counter. So I'm glad to say these 2 vehicles were nice additions, and I didn't see them hinder the gameplay at any point. But overall, and most importantly, it's genuinely fun. Like, that's the main takeaway, right? It's genuinely fun. At not one point did I ever get bored or want to come off. I just continued to play because I just wanted to. And there's very few game modes these days in GTA that make me want to do it, especially when they just add stuff like Hunting Pack and Deadline. Shit gets boring after a couple of games, and it could just be me because I'm someone who quite enjoys the PvP element of the game, but I found this to be really fun, and I'd just come on just to play this mode. So fair play to Rockstar, you created something pretty fun, and it is leaps better than the old Motor Wars. But now, of course, we have to talk about the bad stuff, and it's not really to do with the mode itself, I must confess. So the biggest thing for me, and this is a PC only issue, is that they removed the text chat, and hardly ever did I find anyone actually, you know, speaking on the microphone through a public lobby. And I can assume it's going to be the same on console, as most people sit in a party. Same way on PC, most people just sit in Discord. Whereas text chat would have been a great addition to this mode to allow for communication within the lobby. Hate to bring it up again, but not many people speak in Battlefield, yet everyone was talking in the game chat to help communicate and win the games. Easily could have served the same purpose in this mode, but of course Rockstar removed it with the enhanced version of GTA. But apart from that, the other big issue is that they removed the mode. After 2 weeks, it was gone. And of course, this goes back to the other issue of Rockstar removing jobs, which we are releasing a full video going over that pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. Another issue is that if you're spectating and you don't move your controller or mouse within 2 minutes, you'll get kicked from the lobby. The amount of fucking times I was spectating and I got kicked because I didn't slightly move my mouse is bullshit. I feel pissed at myself for not remembering to move my mouse, but at the same time, I'm spectating, I am watching, I'm doing exactly as intended, and I'm being kicked for being AFK. Sorry, Rockstar, but what else am I to do? I'm watching the game. If I'm having to really nitpick here to go over criticisms, all I'd say is I think there should be more balancing between the teams, more specifically the vehicles allocated to the teams. And what I mean by that is sometimes there'd be a game where one side of the island where a team spawns would be given a Savage and a Kanjali, and the other side wouldn't. So straight away, one team has a massive advantage over the others with these vehicles, because obviously, yes, they can be countered, but what better counter than the vehicle itself? So the way I'd see it doing it is just, you know, each team's respective spawn point on the islands, like the region they're spawning in, all gets the same vehicles, just to give everyone an equal shot. But again, that is really nitpicking if I had to. Yeah, but that is about all from me. Overall, a very enjoyable mode. I'd still say Assault on Cayo Perico is my favorite game mode, and I can't wait until they add that back, whenever the fuck they decide to do it, instead of releasing Hunting Pack for the 69th time in a row. Again, full video coming on that soon, because I've been wanting to do that for ages now, so notifications on for that video. But yeah, I'm sorry for the lack of uploads within the last week, and I'm sorry this video is coming out as late as it has been. I've just been sweating Battlefield 6. Genuinely, I want to make content on the game as well, but I don't want to stop playing it. Of course, now it's down for like 4 days until beta weekend 2, which is going to be the longest days ever. But if you guys do want to see content on that game as well, please let me know and I will happily do it. But more on the point, comment down below what you thought of Motor Wars Cayo Perico. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Let me know. And of course, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.